Okay. All right. So, okay. Any introductions, or we can jump to the grooming session?
I think we can
No?
jump on to the grooming session.
Okay. So let me share my screen.
Okay.
Let me show this one. Okay. Can you see it?
I can see it.
Okay. Yes.
But it's too small. I mean, the text is not.
Okay. Okay. So let me try it this way, in another way. Okay. Just give me a second. All right. Here we have the call. Any better?
Yes, I guess. Yeah, okay. It's fine now.
Okay. All right. So as I told you during the daily, I have already aligned these in the order that I would like to be completed. I added a few in the order because I received the reports from Valipam, right? So they're here. So let's go through them. So first of all, I would like to start because, well, things got a bit complicated because in the beginning, it was supposed that we wanted to be able to jump to a particular activity after scanning a QR code. But due to the costs of printing the book, and this appeared last week, it seems that there are going to be just one QR code per page. That's why we cannot open an activity. Well, we could, but the perfect situation would be that we scan a QR code on a page, there's just one, and we are taken not to the activity directly, but to an appropriate place in the table of contents. We tried to do it in the beginning when we started the project, when we started building the TOC, and then we failed. But I promised the stakeholders that we would do a short spike on whether this actually cannot be actually done. So I thought that we have got much more experience with React Native in the last 2 months. So maybe we could do this spike and try it again. So I scan a QR code, and this QR code, instead of opening the activity, just takes me to an appropriate place in the table of contents at the level of the lesson, right? So I scan one QR code and it takes me to lesson 1. And I can see a list of activities that I can either download or open, okay? So this is the idea. And I would like us to do the spike next week.
Okay. Okay, David.
In the next sprint, sorry, not next week, but in the next sprint, sorry.
So you mean if I scan a QR code for level 1, lesson 1, unit 1, and activity 1, I should be taken to the lesson page, or the which page are you particularly meaning, David? That's what
lesson page where you have list of separate activities.
Okay. We'll be redirecting to the activity itself. Instead of that, he's asking us to redirect to the particular level. I mean, the lesson, sorry.
So from here on, each lesson will have one QR code. Is that what you mean?
Each lesson is going to have one QR code, correct? Yes.
Okay.
So the perfect situation is that we support both, right? So I do not want to throw away everything that we have done. No, because there are probably going to be books in the future that are going to open activities. But I would like to have 2 types of QR codes. One opens an activity, one opens a particular lesson. I want to know whether it is actually possible, okay? Because then I can come back to the stakeholders and tell them, okay, now you can choose. And whichever they choose, we can do that in the app, right? That's why we need this spike.
So we already have two types of QR code, David, for a level as well as for an activity. So this is the third. When it's a
Yes.
rework again.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, this is going to be the third one. Yeah.
Okay.
Instead of redirecting, click download and redirect to lesson page. David, instead of redirecting to the activity, will be downloading and redirecting to the lesson page, or just redirection alone will be doing?
Now we're going to just redirect, and the user will need to download manually.
Okay, David.
Okay.
Yeah, we are clear with this one, David, the spike.
Okay, we are not estimating it because this is a spike, so we do not need to do that. Okay, so let's move on to 312. This has been reported by Valipan. Is Valipan with us?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So I believe that it's better if Valipan tells you more about this. This one. Sorry, I'm gonna open it. Okay. All right.
312.
Okay.
He's asking you to explain.
It's actually the login users downloading a lesson, scan up some other QR. The page is in full white and with the artwork text inline in it.
Both you.
It's for both iOS and Android.
Okay, we'll just have a look at it.
When download is in progress,
Yeah, download is.
Actually, we are not able to click it. David, another question here. Do we need that cancel text in our QR scanning page? I mean, we have help is available. I mean, we have a help page separately, but then this cancel text.
Yes.
What should we do when a user clicks on?
Yes, you're right. Let me think, because when I tap the call to action row, let's go. I'm taking to the scan tab. Yes, you're right. We can get rid of it. We can get rid of it because what I think was the rationale behind it was that when the UX team created the screen, they assumed that we would open the scanner in the courses tab. But as we switch to the scan tab, we do not need the cancel button anymore.
Okay, we can remove it, David. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Do you want me to add a story for that?
Just a task is fine, David, for us to remember it.
We are not estimating it, do we?
There's no
Estimation.
Okay.
He's saying like first they were putting the scan tab inside the courses tab itself and to check. But then now we have implemented it as a separate tab, so it's not required.
So if suppose need to cancel scan, you need to press back in after. So for iOS,
You can press the other tabs, whichever you can find it down. You have the tabs,
It's not.
but then why do we need tabs over there?
actually, for removing the cancel button in iOS, in Android we have back button, so we can go in according to the back action. So for Android we don't have any back button. So in the case
of iOS, we don't have back button.
Yeah, so I'm asking in that case what I can do as a user. So I need to tap on my profile or courses again to come back from the scan page.
Why do we need tabs over there?
In what situation? Let me open it on Android. Okay, so what situation are you talking about?
removing cancel button in scan page.
Yes. Okay, so I'm in the scan tab. Right, if I want to cancel, I can just select another tab.
Will it be okay if a user?
I believe so, because currently cancel doesn't do anything anyway, you know. So I think that.
So
Uh-huh.
actually, if we implemented the cancel button, on clicking on the cancel, it will go to the first page, some other page, previous page what he had. So that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but no, I don't think it's necessary, because if I go to scan and I select another tab, I'm taken to the previous page anyway, right? So if I go, for example, to my profile, then tap scan, and then go back to my profile, it doesn't reload the page. No, I think that the cancel button is not necessary here.
It's, for end user, it will be acceptable.
I think so, yeah.
Then okay.
He's clear with that.
Well, for decision in the end, right?
David, your voice is breaking.
Yeah, I can hear myself.
Gautam, we are hearing
Echo.
Echo.
Yeah.
I'll just reduce the volume. Is it okay now?
Hello.
Yeah,
Can you
is
hear
it
us?
okay now?
It's still echoing.
Kalpana, is it fine now?
I think
Kalpana?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I can hear myself.
Yeah, I have to help out.
Using the projector speakers.
Maybe one of you can drop.
Only one joins. Only one.
Veena or Maha.
Okay. Maha, you just disconnect. Okay. Okay, is it fine now, Kalpana and David?
Checking.
Yeah, but much better.
Can you hear us, Kalpana?
I think fine, right?
Okay.
No, I still hear myself.
Yeah.
I think you're connected to projector.
No. We have disconnected it.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. I can hear myself, but only a bit.
Okay, then we can continue, I guess. David, this bug, iOS, Android, it's right.
You can see. While downloading 312. Downloading something, if you go to scan tab, it's not. It's
Opening the
great.
camera, it will be no screen.
Okay, we'll look into it. Actually, this issue is not reproducible in Android, I guess.
No, I not didn't see it. I just
Even the
use
phone
it.
is
Yeah, I gave Chinese to iOS is coming.
he wants Android phone. it
Wait,
seems.
it's been-
David, in the meanwhile, I have one query regarding PEMOB 414.
Okay, which one is that? Let me check.
Spike, as we discussed earlier. David, while redirection will set the lesson as a default course, the same level will be setting as the default course.
Sorry, I didn't get it.
David will be scanning the activity and will redirect to the lesson page. In that time, we'll be setting the level as a default level. Default code.
No, I think we can indicate which level it is.
David, your voice is low.
I can hear myself again. Is it better now?
The voice is better now? Yeah.
Yes, David.
Because currently, look, what we have now, we have this, that's what in the QR code. So we could do it, for example, this way. Okay, and then we know what level, what unit, and what lesson we should open. Does that answer your question?
David, your voice is breaking.
Yeah, I can hear myself all the time.
It's still echoing.
David, just give us a minute. We'll leave the call and join again. Because we
Okay.
have tried all the things. And yeah.
So please give me a minute too, okay? So I'll be right back in a minute.
Sure, David.
Hi, David. Can you hear us now?
I can hear you.
Is there
Okay,
any
yeah.
echo?
No echo. Now it's fine.
Okay.
Okay, let's wait for David. David said he'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
Okay, hello?
Hi, David.
Hello?
Can you hear us now?
Yes, very well. Okay, so coming back to your question, 414. So I think that, I don't know if that's the answer to your question, but on the basis of what we put under the QR code, we will be able to determine what level and what particular lesson we should open.
Yes, David. We'll be setting the level 1 as the default level for us while the redirection is happening.
Okay, but if there is another level in the QR code, right? So for example, this is level 2 and the QR code, we're going to redirect to level 2, right?
Yes, David.
Okay, that's fine, that's great.
We should set it.
Okay, so let's go back to 312. Can we estimate it? Have you confirmed it?
Yes, David. It's not coming in Android. Only in iOS it's happening.
Okay. So let me edit it and let me put the comment. Oh, let's put it
And did Valiappan agree to that, Aaron?
So I have set in Android, but I have seen before in both the mobile, both the platform, but I am not able to edit in Android. So let it be in iOS. I will later check and say.
Okay.
Okay, so can we estimate it?
Two points, David.
Brilliant. Okay, and where's the estimation? Oh yeah, I need to refresh it. Okay. All right. Remove the cancel button from the scan view. Okay. As a user, I want to be warned that if I do not log in now, I will not have access to the content. Right. So we discussed that last time, I believe. Let me open it. Right. That when the user taps later in the screen informing him/her that the code is valid, we should display a pop-up informing him/her that the course will not be unlocked. And here I provided you with what should be written there, right? So both for English and for Polish.
David, like just
David, you want us to display it as an alert or another screen?
Yeah, exactly. It's in the mock-ups, so we discussed that previously. Where is the call for it as well? Yeah, it's here. Okay. No, it was in the Lucid chart. It was in the Lucid chart. So we have a regular pop-up, an alert view, right? As we do in all other situations, right? So this should be an alert view with this data. And if the user says cancel, we stay in the same screen. If the user taps OK, we just leave the screen and behave as now. Because when you tap later at this point, you're just leaving the screen and go back, and the level is not unlocked. What I want to do now is inform the user that if you tap later, right, when he or she taps later, if you proceed, the level is not going to be unlocked. That's the only thing I want to do.
okay, David, we can do it.
Okay. Yeah. So how many points?
Guys, you understood this is right. So when I scan a level QR code, I'll be shown a screen like that your level QR code is valid, and there if we click next, we'll be navigated to the next place and into login screen. Or else if it clicks later, he should be shown an alert. Yeah. So how many points? Alert. It's not an alert.
You have to click later and
After scanning, you will later. You should be notified saying that only after you log in, it will be unlocked. Other than till then, it will be locked.
Okay.
If we do later, as of now, we'll be popping it. We are popping back to scan page.
Yeah, instead of that, you have to scan it. Add a screen. Okay. David, we have estimated it as 2 points.
Okay.
David, a small clarification. Can we have 3 points for that?
How many?
we have that both for Android as well as iOS.
So how many points?
Kalpana?
Yes, Cyril?
So the QA has The QA team has said that they want the build 2 days before the review.
Correct.
Like by Thursday, they should be having the build ready for testing. So and that after that they will not be accepting the build. They have said so in the last print to us.
Strictly they told.
Yeah. So Veena from the QA team has told us directly. So I think we need to estimate the velocity with testing points included from this print onwards.
Okay.
So because right now we are estimating till the 8 days, but we'll not be having all the 8 days. So
Should be 6.
we need to re-estimate
Yeah, it
accordingly.
should be 6.
Should be 6.
Yes.
So the 2 days for
Friday and Monday it will be only for testing or regression works.
okay. Discuss that tomorrow with Veena or with other Scrum Masters and let you know.
Okay,
Okay.
sure. Yeah,
So
sure.
for now, let's concentrate only on the backlog grooming.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
will discuss.
You want to
Offline.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for the update, Eril. We will discuss
Yesterday
that.
only she informed us, so we forgot to tell you before.
So how many points for this issue? 354? Yeah, include testing effort as well in all the estimation.
354 will be 3.
Sorry?
354 we have estimated as 3 points.
3 points?
But guys, please, this is just adding one pop-up.
Actually, David, we have some issues in Android, so we need to handle that as well. Plus, testing also we need to. I mean, in this case, testing there is not much, but for Android.
Eril, just a minute. If you have any issues in Android, that would be a separate task or a separate issue, right? This is the scope.
Like in implementing in Android, we have to handle some extra scenarios. So that is.
And okay, but testing would not take much effort in this case, right? He's just going to check whether it is getting popped and the text is fine, right? Is that would be his only effort. So I think 10 minutes at the max. So 0 point should be fine for the testing effort. That's my view.
Yes, only for development.
Right. So you need 3 points only for development?
Yes.
And it's for both iOS and Android?
Yeah.
Is that fine with you, David?
Well, for me, it's strange. I wonder what issues you have in Android that you need to, in order to display a pop-up, we're going to give 3 points. Because we're just displaying a pop-up, we're not modifying the functionality, because if the user taps OK, we behave as we do right now. And if the user taps cancel, we do nothing. Then I wonder what issues could there be that prevent you from doing that in, I don't know, okay, 2 points, in my opinion, is okay, right? No, I do not want to discuss that with you too much because I'm not in that code and I do not know that code, but this is a bit suspicious for me.
Yeah, we accepted, but the thing is actually in Android, for an example, if you're doing any process that is happening in separate thread and if you're redirecting to any page that is in separate thread, so that was the main reason for app crashes in Android. So that we found actually in the login and login scenario actually. So we need to handle each and everything before we redirecting to the page. So for that, it is taking a bit time double.
But are we able to resolve that finally? Because if we are going to have 3 story points for every pop-up in the app, we're going to finish the app in 2020.
Oh. We'll be solving it, right? It's
Well, it's your decision eventually. I'm just signaling that, well, this concerns me, right? A bit. So okay, so let me put 3, but this is strange. So let's try to resolve that finally, so that we do not need to have 3 points for every pop-up, right? Because, well, this is gonna take us ages to develop the app. Okay. All right. So 3 points for that.
So do we need to add any more description in that? Errol, can you clarify that? Is the description all okay, or do you want to add more?
Those are fine for me.
This is fine?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay, 313. This is by Valipan. So maybe it would be better if he explained it. Valipan, could you?
Yeah, this is 360. Just a minute.
313. It's 313.
Okay, the same thing, which is the the same
Duplicated. As they should be duplicated.
So actually, it's not a duplicated one. Before, what happens means after signing, if I click on the download icon only, the app was getting crashed, and now whenever I logged in, the app is getting crashed. So this issue was found before, and that is after coming. So we can close this bug as well.
Okay, so we can close it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So actually, before when I tried to click on the download icons only, it was crashed before. But now, when the moment I logged in, now it is crashing.
Let's make it resolve then. Okay.
So when they finish, that means I can handle this also. So there is no need of having another one bug. You can close this.
Which one do you mean?
313, you can close it.
Yeah, I've just done that.
Yeah, okay.
So it's already closed. Okay, 311. Again, Valipan.
Yeah, 3. So actually, when the download is in action, when tapping on any of the screens, stops the downloads. So as expected, it should be happen in the background. So what are the actions I'm trying to do means download will not be stopped until unless I stop the downloads.
Then we need to block the whole.
David,
Just to take.
yeah, you want us to handle this download in the background, or you want to give an alert to the user saying that if you leave this page, download will be
That's also
stopped.
okay for me.
Yeah, actually, we were supposed to discuss that.
Yes.
So I analyzed all possible scenarios in which we're going to have the background download. Let me find it. Download in the background, yeah. So we have these situations. User starts downloading a lesson in the unit view. User starts downloading a lesson in the lesson view. User starts downloading an unit. User starts downloading a few lessons. User starts downloading a few units. And user starts downloading an activity by scanning it. When lesson is being downloaded, when lesson is not being downloaded. And I think that we should have the download in the background, right? Because I analyzed all the possible scenarios, and actually these all actually worked. easiest to work without any problems. The only one that was tricky was that the user starts downloading an activity by scanning it, right? And then when the lesson was being downloaded, we had a crash, right? Not a crash, but a clash, rather. And this is the only thing that we would need to resolve when having this background download. And I think that it's better to have the background download if possible. This was somehow related to the spike that Maha did about going back. And I don't know how this ended, but well, if possible, let's have background download. So let's try to fix it.
Okay. Sure, David.
So can we estimate it?
Just a minute, David. We are having a small discussion.
Okay.
David, 3 points for this story, David.
Okay, thank you. Now we have 363. This is probably going to be again Valipan. Valipan, could you?
Just a minute, 3. Yeah, this is also the same thing actually. What means when the unit 1 is downloading and I am tapping on the unit 2 to just see what are the lessons available in unit 2. So that also stops the downloading of unit 1.
Saying like download a level, download a lesson,
unit 1.
unit 1.
And tap on unit 2, it's getting
Just
stopped.
to see the lessons only, I'm just tapping on unit 2. So not to download it. So that also stops unit 1 downloading.
But that is possible. Will you stop it or will you just unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, or will be downloading at the time? Then stop. The same screen is same. Unit 1, then unit 2, unit 3. After that, unit 1. David, 2 points for this bug.
Okay, thank you. Okay. 364. Again, Philippim, could you?
Actually, this is also the same thing. When I scanned a wrong QR code and it redirected to the particular lesson, after I'm thinking that this is not the QR which I about to scan, so I'm wishing to scan then again. So if I tap on scan again, means it is actually the white screen is coming again.
I didn't understand. Like,
So actually, if I scan, the first scan, I am scanning a QR code, so it is taking me to the lessons. Then I'm thinking that this is the wrong QR code which I scanned. So again, I'm wishing to scan a new QR code. Scan menu.
which screen were you in exactly?
So after scanning, I was redirected to the lessons to download it. Okay.
So you mean
If you again tap
You're
the scan,
downloading an activity or lesson?
No, actually, I'm scanning a QR code.
Which
So
QR?
then-
Which QR tier levels your activity?
It may be auto.
Okay.
Okay. So then it is like,
forces.
it may be co-screen or something else. Then I'm thinking that it is the wrong QR code which I scanned. Okay. So I'm wishing to scan it again.
While it is in progress, you're saying.
No, not progress. Before downloads.
Before downloading, you will click on no. Okay. This level.
It may be auto.
Scan a QR.
It comes on this page now.
Again, you're trying to scan.
QR code.
already unlocked?
Okay, which one?
No scan.
60%.
Level 1.
Level 1.
Level 1. David, we are identifying the scenario exactly. Yeah, we are just identifying the scenario in which this condition has to be handled, David.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
And the same thing.
Okay. David, we can have 2 points for this. First level.
Okay.
Cancel it and come back to scan.
After scanning the white screen or before scanning itself, it is white.
Scan.
Scan
Okay, now a huge thing. A few sprints ago, I already noticed that, but thought that it would be better to leave it for later. But as we are, well, optimizing things at this point, and we are squashing bugs, and we are very good at it, maybe it's time to face it, because we have a battery issue. After about 15 minutes of running the app, I lost about 15% of my battery. So the battery is draining very, very fast. So we need to, I used it on iOS, but I believe that it also is like that in Android. So, well, as you can see, Valipen said that 30 minutes of usage, battery full percentage goes to 22% from 100, right? So, so we need to face that. I confirm it. I don't know what this depends on. It might be somehow related to the debug version and or the debug logs that are displayed in the background, but I don't think so, because I believe that in iOS, if you share it with TestFlight, you do not use the debug version, so it needs to be investigated, and it needs to be analyzed using instruments or anything like that. I don't know what's available for Android.
David, I just want to tell you something. Like for a tabbed application in React Native, I guess we already spoke about it. All the 4 tabs will be ready at the same time. Only then when the user, in case of a React Native tabbed application, all the 4 tabs will be ready at the same time. I mean, they will be mounted at the same time, and whenever you click on, I mean, you switch between tabs, there won't be any delay between those. I mean, the transition, there won't be any delay in that. In our case, since we have a camera in a single tab, I mean the scan tab, it's like the camera is draining so much battery even when it's disabled, or it's I mean, we are not using it. So I was just thinking about it, and I have a solution for that. It's like when the user clicks on scan, we won't display camera, I mean the camera screen. Instead of that, we can have another screen saying the QR or something like that, like we have for our scan help page as of now. And then when the user clicks another button in that page, we can open the camera as another screen. So in this way, we would be able to fix this battery drain issue. I mean, in my opinion, the camera is the only thing which will drain battery in our application. There is no other resource hungry things in our application. So if it's okay with you, we can proceed with that.
Okay, we can start with that. Maybe it's gonna resolve the issue. Let's hope so. The problem is that I wonder what screen we should display. So let me think.
We can have something like scan QR code or something like that. Whichever for WhatsApp web and all, we have a screen, right? Before the scanner pops up, they'll be displaying some screen. Like WhatsApp web is, I mean, open your QR, something like that.
Maybe we can have that help screen itself.
Help screen is fine as of now, but then if needed, we can change some text in it.
Yes, but the problem is that the scanner is used in 2 ways, and it's going to be hard to say that, okay, so if you want to open an activity or you want to unlock a level, now tablets go to start the scanner. This is going to be crazy, you know? So I just wonder if it isn't better to just, so you, for example, you are in the courses tab, right? And then you tap a scan, then we start the camera automatically.
That's where the complexity comes with it. It's like for a React Native application, all the 4 tabs will be mounted at the same time, so that there won't be any delay in the application. Or else, if I have to load every tab in the application whenever the user clicks.
Okay, I know what you mean. So you need to have a screen that is going to be loaded in the scan tab, and when the user goes to this scan tab, he or she needs to fire an action in order to open the camera, right?
Exactly. That's what I was saying, David.
Okay. All right. So for the time being, let's put help, as you suggested, and we'll see if this is going to resolve this issue. If so, Then I'm going to discuss that with UX, how to put it in a way that, well, it's understandable for everybody, okay?
Okay. So in this way, when the user clicks on scan, we'll be showing the scan help page, and we have a call to action in our levels also. So if I click on that, am I opening the scan directly, or again the scan help page, David? Is it
No. Let's open scan directly, because then we're going to have this scan help thing there, right? So it is going to open, and the scan help is going to open too. So it doesn't make sense to open the scan help and then open it again when I tap scan, unless you can do it this way, that you tap the call to action row, it shows you the help, and when you tap let's go, we do not display the scan help, but we automatically open the scanner. Is it possible, the second choice, the second way?
Can you please repeat the second option, David? Like when I click on the call to action row, I'll be displaying the the scan help screen, and then when I click OK,
No. No, you're not opening the scan tab yet, because when you're in courses, let me check, and you tap. Okay, I don't see it. Which tab is opened? Because I. Okay, so let me ask you a question rather. So if I tap call to action row, I can see the scan help. And where is it opened? In which tab is it opened?
it's
The
open
courses?
on top of the courses tab as of now, because we have a full screen view, right? We don't display the tab buttons in the bottom.
Very good. And is it possible that this let's go button, it activates the scan tab and automatically opens the scanner?
You mean without the top navigation bar as well as the tab bar buttons? Full screen view, are you saying like that, David?
Yeah, that's that. It opens in full screen. You tap let's go, and you are automatically taken to scan, and the scanner is open automatically.
Then I guess we would have to keep the cancel button again in the scan screen.
No, we don't, because we're still going to be in the scan tab, and we go back. Oh no, we do. No, let's not do it. It's crazy. So when you tap the call to action row, we automatically move on to scan, and in the scan we display help. Let's try it this way. Okay.
Okay. So just
whenever you open scan, you see the scan help. Okay.
Okay, David. Just a minute.
Mount it on the tab. Empty component things. We can find that one didn't work out because all the four tabs are moving at the same time. It's like, but that is one thing I'm that the only thing. David, we are having a discussion regarding the scenarios to be handled.
Okay.
It's like the scan page alone has n number of conditions involved in it. So we are just thinking about the scenarios to be handled.
Okay.
Because everything is hard coded, as you know.
Okay.
David, we'll give it more clear discussion on this, and can we estimate it tomorrow?
No problem. No problem. I realize that this might be difficult. Let's do it properly. Let's make sure that it's done properly, right? Before we start doing that. So take your time and please analyze that so that there are no bugs related to it, and so that it works as quickly as possible. Because, well, please also analyze, maybe there is yet another solution, because this is going to take lots of additional tabs, right? Because whenever you open the scan tab, you need to tap Let's Go, which is, well, not the very best solution, I would say. I wonder if it's not possible that when you activate the tab, it automatically activates the scanner. And we could, I don't know, display a spinner showing that I would prefer this solution better. So please analyze that and we can discuss and estimate it tomorrow. Okay?
Sure, David.
Brilliant. Okay, phone heat. I believe this is related to the battery issue. Right? This also might be due to the camera. So let's do it exactly as for 436. Okay. So let's discuss that and estimate it tomorrow. Okay.
Yes, David.
Okay. 414. Okay. This is Valipans. Valipan, could you?
Actually, so this bug is newly coming from today only. So when login users try to use the app for in offline statements, it is crashing. The moment when the net goes, it crash.
Only after login, right?
Yeah, only after login.
David, are you able to understand the explanation?
Could you repeat the question?
I mean, he's saying like whenever the user is logged in and when the Wi-Fi or mobile data goes offline, the app crashes.
Close the app, unlock the level, log in with valid credentials, step my process, show you logged in, go back to courses, but turn off the net. Yeah. And what's wrong with that?
I mean, I was just asking if you are able to understand it. That's it.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Along with Ram and ellipse. I'm saying it's related to that. That's what I'm saying. Even if it is in online, the width, while if we click on login, it's getting crashed. Ram and LL is working on it.
It is 360.
360, yes. Maybe along with that, it may be getting resolved.
Okay, hopefully. But if it does not,
then we'll work on it.
okay, so you would estimate it at this point, would you?
David, after checking with 360, we'll be estimating it.
Okay, all right. Okay, so let me put a comment. Okay. All right. Okay, I wonder, maybe this has already been resolved, but if I do not allow the app to use the camera and open the scanner, I can see a blank screen. And there should be, oh no, it hasn't been resolved. No, because we need to have a label saying, in order to use the QR code, a QR scanner, please allow the app to use your camera in the device's settings.
Is this David, we can have 2 points for this one.
Okay.
I mean, when the camera permission is denied and when the user clicks on the scan tab, we should display a screen saying displaying this text. That's it, David?
Yeah, exactly.
And then
Publish.
okay.
Albo użyć skanera QR-kodów. Pozwól aplikacji na używanie aparatu w ustawieniach urządzenia. Beautiful Polish. Okay. All right, 2 points. Okay, there were 3 points for some reason. Anyway. Okay, 438.
Actually, it was showcased to developers in morning itself, and for your reference, I have attached a screenshot so you can refer it. The screenshot I have attached, you can see the back.
May I close it? Do you want to see the description?
Yeah.
Okay.
Only Android.
I think the screen is getting refreshed. Can't stop the refresh. See, you're holding it, it's getting refreshed continuously. And the meanwhile, it's getting quicker.
David, the screen is getting refreshed. Maybe in the meantime, the icon is getting flicker.
Well, as you can see, it takes 2 seconds, which is very long.
Oh, just 2 seconds. We need to go and comes means it is staying for 1 minute. The back icon is not updating.
David, the screen is taking time to get refreshed. Maybe.
Let me check on that with my Android.
Okay.
Well, I have a different kind of problem.
Can you please show us, David?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. I need to stop sharing the screen. Okay. Can you see me? Or you should see me. Okay. So if I'm here in the list of lessons, and I tap lesson 2. Okay, very good. And now I go back. Look what is happening. Yeah. Okay. So for about 1 second, I can see that this. I don't remember. This is a paper interface or something like that in Android.
Just one more thing from me. So if it is not happening on the tapping amplitude only two, whenever I come back from screen also it is updating.
That's what I'm saying. The screen is getting refreshed, so it's getting
So it's a UI kind of. That's what I learned.
Yeah, I can see that, but okay.
It will happen actually. It's just taking a second, right? You can't do anything because the image is trying to load over this.
I can't say the seconds. 2 seconds. It may be 2. It may be 5.
Yeah, you know where the problem comes from the fact that we do not have the push back animation here. I think because On iOS, what is happening is that we have the pushback animation. Let me see.
Yes, we'll be pushing and popping screens. Segway kind of animation.
No, it's not like that. Not here. There is a bug, yet another bug here, but okay, but so yeah, so it just refreshes, but on iOS it doesn't refresh. That's the difference, right? Because on iOS I can see that the screen is automatically loaded without refreshing. Because what you on iOS, it's like I go to lesson 2, and then I go back. And automatically opens, right? Without any refreshing, reloading the page. No, it is reloading.
It's particular for Android alone.
Yeah, it is reloading. It's much faster. Okay, is it possible to cache it somehow? No, we cannot, because then we are not going to have clouds. So the cloud will not disappear.
Yes.
The back icon is actually from the plugin we have added. In iOS it's fast, so we do not see the flickering
Delay.
or delay like that. But in Android it takes some time.
The Android version is usually slow.
Okay, but this is I'd say that this is not the best user experience they could imagine. Is it possible to optimize it somehow?
We'll check on it.
Yeah, please do, because it doesn't look very well. So let's try to optimize it somehow so that it's faster. And we do know the functionality that if we download the lesson from the lesson view, the cloud is still going to disappear. Please just make sure about that. But let's try to optimize it. This is not, yeah. Let's do it, because well, everybody is going to notice that there's something wrong with the app, and it's a non-native app because it doesn't appear. It doesn't happen in non-native apps. So let's try to estimate it, and let's try to optimize it.
Okay. Back button.
We'll take the spike. David, is it fine? We'll take this as a spike to investigate, because
Okay.
it's
Okay, makes sense. Okay. All right, 435. This is again Valipen. Valipen, could you?
Because actually, this bug is for when the net goes, it is not staying in the current page. It is forcing me to redirect to the home page. So whatever the screen I may be, it is coming to the home page.
Courses.
Yeah, course page.
Need to disable that lesson.
we need it, because every time we enter the app, we need the listener to check whether the net is not on there. For JSON updation, we need to check each and every time the listener is running in background,
No,
right?
but what he is doing is only while the app is opening. Right?
Yes.
The app is opening, there should be internet for the first time. That is only for the first time, right? Not
No.
for.
No, if the user fills the app and enters again, the JSON check will be going on, right?
See, this JSON check will happen, but if it's offline, it should go to the cached data. Right?
Yes.
Correct, right? It should go back to the whatever JSON
That
has
only
already
the
there.
listener is running. We have to check whether if the JSON is updated and if the net is not on there, the check will be going on. Then it will get proceeded, right? How you can?
But in that listener. Okay, for the first time, if there is no net, it will display that no internet. We need internet to configure that. So from the second time, if you open the app for the second time without internet,
It will go to the older version even.
We need not have to do any.
If the net is there,
we just have to see if the connection is there or not. If it is there, we'll fetch the JSON again.
Then again we'll refresh it. Yes, for that we need the listener, right?
We'll need listener, but not that listener. We don't need to do redirection in that. In this listener, we are doing redirection. When the
after the updation of JSON, we'll again redirect it.
I'm saying if there is no net, we cannot get the new JSON, right? We just have to redirect.
We need the net for checking the updation.
See, anyhow, by default, the home page will be default course will go.
Yes.
Net is there or not?
No, right? Only if the check is after completion of net check, we'll remove it.
We'll do the check. Connection is available or not. Reader, in this listener, what we are doing is we are doing redirection.
The thing is, we have initiated the listener in the first JS.
Yes,
okay. See, that's why. See, in first JS, we are checking whether the internet is connected or not. If internet is not connected, we are checking for the default course. Okay, that is if file exists, JSON file exists or not. See, if JSON file exists and default is set, then we are redirecting to the level 1. For an example, just consider. Okay. See, as of now, the scenario is if we are downloaded or anything we have. So consider you are in my profile page and you are switching off the internet. Okay. So that time actually we are initiating the listener in first.js. So as of now, if you cut off the internet, it will go to first.js. Okay. So it will check whether the internet is there or not. So now internet is not there. So that time it will check whether any default course is set or not. So that's why it is going back to courses page.
And even that listener helps in each and every page for loader, for scanning, everything it helps.
We are not able to save that.
It's not getting unmounted because all the tabs are getting mounted, right? Then no chance of unmounting it.
Only for the first time, whatever the listener you said, we'll use that. For the second time, we will not redirect it. We just check if there is there.
You know that
there is some code like first
or second time installation, but
there is some code is there, right? So we'll use that to differentiate it.
If internet is not there.
No, even if the internet is there, the check is going on.
Of course, we need to check that whether we have updated the JSON or not. Because without JSON, we can't do it.
Not only in first.js is there, in each and every component I have included the listener.
Okay.
For downloading, it's necessary.
Just one thing. We'll discuss it. Okay. Remove listener. We'll just check.
David?
Yes, I'm here.
We'll do some check on our side and we can estimate it tomorrow. Is that fine?
Okay, if you need to check something, then it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, then we have 308. Increase the font size of Epic and level name. That's probably for Shake.
1 point. 1 point, David.
Okay. Okay, there's PEMOB 2 to 6. Oh yeah, okay, everything's related somehow. So when I start downloading a lesson or unit and leave the screen, the content keeps downloading in the background. When it gets downloaded, clouds do not disappear unless I go one step back in the table of contents. And there are steps to reproduce here. And as I said, the download in the background is fine, but is there a way to register for some notifications so that the appropriate clouds will disappear when we finish downloading the selected piece of content? To make it clear, the process is okay, but we need to reflect it in the UI in a better way. Is it related to what we have already discussed, namely 363 and 311?
Yes. Yes, 311 and
363.
It's related to 311.
Okay, so let me put it down. Okay, we gave it 3 points. So we can, well, if it's not the same, I don't know if it's the same, but just tell me if it's exactly the same or this one needs some additional work when we are done with 311. Whether we should estimate it or not.
It's actually the same there. So if it's 10, this can also be close. 311 is the same as 311.
So can I close it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Duplicate. You can mark it as duplicate.
Yeah. Okay, let's have the final one because I need to go back to some other tasks. So let's have this one. We have already discussed these. Okay, when I open a level, there is no push animation. So when I go to the level, do you want me to show it to you, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, we remember that it's been there for long.
Segue.
Redirecting.
Yeah. That will be. Oh, he's asking for the estimation. 2.8.
Can we take this up later? We'll first focus on these existing issues and.
But I believe that we are still going to have some velocity in this sprint. Because look, we have just not too many. Well, judging by this sprint, well, we fixed, well, I don't know, 14 or more than that. I believe that we might need to include that in the sprint. There are 3 of them, as you can see, related, right? So a push animation when I open a level. When I go grab from a lesson view to a list of units, there's no push back animation. And when I open the app, there is a push animation when opening the app. So this is a very old issue that I reported at the beginning, right? So let's face these three at last, and let's deal with them. Okay, guys. So well, I need to leave now. So let's estimate them tomorrow during the planning, right? Please think them through how much time they may take, and we can do that tomorrow. Okay. All right. Okay, so tomorrow we have the sprint review planning session, sprint review and planning session, and after that, and during that, we can discuss the remaining ones. Okay.
Okay, David, and are we canceling tomorrow's dailies then?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. This is going to help me too. Yeah.
Okay, fine. And David, Valliyappan is done with all his regression testing, and maybe if you're, I mean, if you can proceed with UAT from your end.
What do you mean? Proceed with what?
I mean, you can test from your end.
Oh yeah, I have already done that. So the problem is that, well, there is a problem here because with the 360 bug, because on Wednesday it is likely that the app is going to be presented on Android, and this bug actually appears whenever you try to log in, and this is a bit problematic. So if you could, please try to fix it, well, maybe today or tomorrow morning, so that I can share the proper build with people who are going to present the app by tomorrow end of day, if it's possible. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so who can work on that team? 364? Who can take that one?
No, not this one. This the crash when you log in. I believe this is 360.
Okay.
Me, Kalpana, I'm working on it.
Ram Kumar, okay. Okay, Ram.
Okay. Ram, I'm going to keep my fingers crossed because this is pretty important. I thought that it would be presented on iOS, but it seems that the person does not have an iOS device, so she needs to present it on an Android device.
Okay, David.
Okay. All right. So thank you very much, and see you tomorrow then.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you, David. Thank you all. Bye.
Bye.